Hello, my name is Rick, and welcome to episode 8 of my Sunless Sea Zubmariner Let's Plays. As we last left off, the impolite investigator had just asked my Z captain some rather personal questions about his sex life. Let's see how I handle that. Actually, that's not a maybe. Oh, it's this guy. The impolite investigator approaches you, smiling. Now we're safely submerged. I have a question, Captain. I've discovered that several crew members are attracted to you. Would you become intimate with any? If so, who? How would you engage? And why haven't you indulged yet? Well, let's ponder that question a little bit, shall we? In this game, the male characters will all have sex with you basically for asking, and the female characters will only have sex with you under very specific circumstances, or if you go to heroic lengths to rescue them from death or other really extreme things. I wonder where they get this idea from. Anyways, refuse to reply is an option. Respond to him with a secretive smile, let him draw his own conclusions. Threaten to keel-haul him, or eye him hungrily, which I can't even do because I'm not a cannibal. I can't really say I understand this game's obsession with cannibalism, other than that it was a thing during the sailing era. But these are Victorian times, the age of steam. I would have thought it would be a little less prevalent by then. Alright, let's see. I don't know. I'm not mad at him for asking this. I don't care that he asks, so I'm not going to refuse to reply. So the only option I have is respond with a secretive smile and let him make up whatever he wants, although the game says let him draw his own conclusions. I don't know. What's he going to draw them based on? It's probably nothing accurate, right? Go nuts, dude. Raising questions. The investigator nods. That tells me everything I need. I know where to make follow-up inquiries. But before I go, I'd like some specifics. I already have some theories about your predilections. Would you confirm some of the details? You gave the impolite investigator all he needed for an answer. Really? Is he a mind reader or something? What do you mean I did? I thought that was like the silliest non-answer I ever heard. Oh, what is happening? We're in a submarine. We're running out of oxygen. What's this? There's something over here. There's a settlement to the northeast. Where do you go in? Oh, there it is. Oh, it's Rosegate. 50 fragments gained. Oh, holy cow, we got 2 feet and we found something. This is exciting. Watch me smash my submarine into the dock. Oh, that's going to happen one of these days. Rosegate. It's not so much a port as a shop with a dock. Does it have shops? I mean, really shops. You can sell an Uddershroom Sporule. Oh, yes, of course. Everyone knows what one of those is. You can sell a Hunter's Eye. You can sell a Station 3 Heart Metal Ingot. Or you can buy fuel. And we have 31 to 40 cargo, and it's not super expensive. 1, 2, 3, 4... Okay, Rosegate, what do you got for me? Colored ceiling lights shine onto display cases lining the walls. A large shop counter dominates the room. Cigars, ashtrays, guillotines, matches, and carved boxes are all for sale. Each step here transports you into a new realm. At one moment, the heady aroma of summer flowers, then the earthy fug of fungus, the bitter warmth of morning coffee. Coffee. The sickening sweetness of sweat and midnight honey. Go away, we're closed. The crotchety tobacconist sits smoking behind the shop counter. The ashtray next to him is stacked with cigar butts. I cannot assist you until my apprentice returns. Well, where did his apprentice go? There's some other things I can do here, and I'm going to do them first in case something crazy happens again. Take a pamphlet. Neatly printed histories of the shop are stacked high on one of the display cases. A notice encourages visitors to take one. Here's a mistake I made so many times. It doesn't say compile a port report. You now have one of this, a port report, Rosegate. Self-published plaudits. The pamphlet describes Rosegate as a cigar shop with a factory on the upper floor. True. Here they produce and sell an unparalleled variety of cigars. Also true. The tobacconist is described as a world-renowned figure, respected for his dedication to his craft and the brilliance of his creative vision. The pamphlet boasts that his genius will forever alter the tobacconist's art. Well, that remains to be proven. You now have one of this, a port report. Oh, I can still do the other things. Good. Do I need to reduce terror? Kind of. How much does it cost? 12 Echo? That's not super expensive by this game's standards. I'm going to ask him where his apprentice went. I sent him on an errand. He just had to collect a parcel from... Oh, I don't know what the swear is. Starts with a B and ends with an R. I can't even guess. Where was it? Either the Empire of Hands or the Tomb Colonies. He sits up and stretches. His joints crack loudly. Ugh. I have very important work, and it can't continue without him. Please, unless you've news of the boy, leave me be. I'm going to sample a high-quality cigar because now I'm curious and I want to see what happens. A rosewood box full of cigars sits on the counter. They smell of beeswax. Sure, I'll smoke one. The crotchety tobacconist cuts you a cigar and lights it. You draw slowly. Your mouth fills with a flavored fog, heavy on the tongue, like honey liqueur. The tobacconist smiles. Your mouth will start to burn soon. Tolerate it. It's a transition phase before something rather refreshing. See what I mean? Just hold. You've lost 12 Echo and you've lost 3 Terror, which now that I see it was probably worth doing. And we're done. We bought a little fuel, we advanced the story a little, and what we didn't do is fill in the map any, so what I'm going to do is leave here and go see where we are on the surface. Unless, if there's something interesting immediately right here, in which case I'll check that out first. Would be kind of a waste not to, wouldn't it? A wreck. The wreck waits below, a dark shape in dark water. What caused it to sink? And does anything salvageable remain? Retrieve sunken treasure. The cabins of the wreck are intact. Something of value may have survived. As you peer in through a porthole, a finned shadow sweeps past. A chancy challenge. Unlocks with a crew of 3. I have 13. Oh boy. I don't know what these things deal is. I can never make this work. Let's see how far we get. I'm guessing not. You don your diving suit. You lead a small crew down to the wreck. The lights of your submarine scratch at the darkness around you. Of the fin or its owner, there is no sign. You succeeded in an iron challenge. You are recovering salvage. A locked chest. The chest is so rusted it's easier to chisel away the metal than to open it. What could be inside? Hard as stone. Close examination reveals this was once a knot of flesh. Salted for preservation, it has hardened until it resists even the edge of your Warncliffe. I don't know what that is. Maybe some kind of a knife or something? It's capitalized. Sharp spines protrude from it like a pufferfish. Why would anyone make such a thing? You now have 1 outlandish artifact. Great, we need those. I'm also surprised the mission ended that fast. Usually it cycles through a couple of things, I fail at it, lose a few crew members, and wind up back on my ship. That's what I'm used to. Oh, back to the surface. Oh, there's a creature which I'm sure we couldn't handle, and look how fast it's moving. A Thalit, 420 life? Yeah. Where are we? Oh, okay. Rosegate appears on the map. All right. Well, I said I was going to explore. Let's explore. Here we are exploring. We've already found a thing. Here's the Isle of Visage. Oh boy. Here we go. I like the Visage storyline, but I have not really been able to figure it out. I know how to get a valuable artifact out of these guys, but I'll put it this way. Once there's ear blockage, I have never managed to get back inside the mask. And these people love to talk. Oh boy, do they love how to talk. I've never figured out the inner mystery of this place. I'm doing something wrong. So my plan with these guys is to get in, talk to them a little bit, and then leave before I somehow screw up the mission. Hide your face. Hide all your faces. Visage. This is the port of Visage, where faces may not be naked. A wandering parson. He glances nervously back at the face in the hill, but his handshake is strong. I'm intrigued. What do you got to say? He seeks passage to the Church of Low Barnet, beneath the Z just outside London. His suit is well tailored for an itinerant preacher. His cufflinks wink with sapphires. Offer passage for money. Even men of the cloth take up cargo space. Offer passage for knowledge. People like to confide in parsons. What can he confide in you? Or offer passage for a blessing. You may regard him with a skeptical eye, but sailors appreciate a bit of ceremony. We have money. We could get more money. We have tons of port reports on our way. Let's ask for knowledge. Poet. My guy's a poet and everything, you may recall. A small confession. He gives this knowing smile. You've traveled to learn as well as to trade, Captain. I, myself, am studying the religions of the Untersee. By extracting the most admirable elements of each, I mean to construct a modern, superior faith. I understand the value, the spiritual value, of course, of hidden knowledge. Once on board, he insists you find a quiet cabin and whispers one of the secrets he's learned in your ear. Now that is interesting. You've picked up a wandering parson, you have an intriguing snippet, you've gained 10 fragments. That was not fantastic. Go ashore, inward and upward. Once you set foot on Visage, you may be here for a little while. Yeah. Terms. All those who enter must play their parts. The sign is visible only after you've crossed the threshold. Check in at the customs house. One may not wander Visage at will. A changing room. All visitors must pass, one by one, through a room guarded by a person in the mask of a moon moth. Masks in an assortment of shapes and colors await. Ask to go about without any mask. Your own fair face will do for you, thanks very much. Sure, why not? No? Moon moth unfolds and folds its wings. Not suitable, it says. On Visage, everyone is masked. To walk on the island with your own face would give scandal. Are your wings real, moon moth? Or is that part of your act? Ask the significance of the masks. Maybe there's more to it than a question of aesthetic taste. Assorted pestilences. Moonmoth explains. Each mask declares a different intention towards the denizens of Visage, and must be accompanied by a suitable behavior. The frog is for visitors who, though perhaps clumsy and unfamiliar with local etiquette, have come in order to observe local ways and to make uncouth comments about them. Well, what's the point of that? Why would anyone do that? The locust is for those who seek profit in Visage and would carry away as many goods as possible. You prompt about the bat. Moonmoth hesitates. Bat is an ill-omened visitor, sent as messenger or a spy. Bat always dies. Okay, well, what do we got? I can choose a frog mask, a locust mask, or a bat mask. Do I want to walk about learning new things and saying rude comments? Well, I do now. I didn't before, but I suddenly have this urge to. Is that a Zerg? Is that a Zerg laughter reference? Do some of these people play StarCraft? Is that a thing? I mean, because it's part of pop culture now. The Zerglings laughing. Moonmoth lifts the mask and places it over your head. The eye holes are large, and they are fitted with spectacles. They improve your view of the environment, though you must look bulb-eyed from the outside. There's also a mechanism attached to the mouthpiece, which magnifies any sound you make, even your breathing. You start to thank the Moonmoth, and it comes out as a booming croak. Is that really necessary? May you profit from your visit and knowledge, says Moonmoth. Its wings fold neatly over its back. An occurrence, your visage, your mask qualities now, frog mask. Oh, I'm going to say so many rude things. But not for the reason that they want. Visit the Library of Parts, so called because all the books are fragmentary, perhaps. How would we know? We've never been there before. Stoop at the lintel, enter the dark. A room of heavy stone, guarded by a golden statuette of a woman with outstretched arms. The scroll niches sorted to correspond to a variety of masks. The jackal and the lioness, the crocodile and dung beetle. These are some pretty Egyptian things we're talking about here. A woman in the mask of a lotus blossom is standing at a lectern, reading in silence. Moonmoth stands to one side as your escort and tour guide. This guy's following us around? When do I get to insult people? Ask about the purpose of this room. What sort of parts are they anyway? File under M for masked. Moonmoth explains. People think it means something like Library of Fragments, but this is wrong. The parts in question are like parts in the play. This is where the denizens of Visage come in order to learn how to perform their masks more accurately, more completely, with a truer spirit. I was told I would get to insult people or say mean things, but I'm not finding an option to do that. So, I don't know, study the scrolls in a bumbling way. They look very old, after all. Hearts guarded. Taking the nearest, you read it aloud, for guarding against the loss of the heart. Moonmoth takes it from you, rolls it tightly, and returns it to its niche. There are as many ways of guarding against the loss of the heart as there are different masks, it explains, in the same light and in different voice. Huh. Okay. Well, now I'm back to this. I don't see a point in going back to the library since I couldn't insult anybody there. Perhaps we can do better at the flood court. I'm just mad because this guy made me angry at the start of the thing. Now I want to take it out on the locals and see what I can do. The Moonmoth speaks as though you should already know what that is, the flood court. All right, let's go there. High water. The flood court is a long stone room with 2 ranks of columns on each side. Currently, the court is ankle deep in water. The water stains on the stone show that the flood has often reached higher, sometimes up to the height of your waist. In a raised niche at the far end of the room sits a statue of a man with the head of a ram. He holds a jar from which water flows out onto the floor. Moonmoth stands to one side as your escort and tour guide. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, or subscribe. If you came here from Reddit, upvotes really help. It's a small thing that makes a big difference for my channel. If you enjoy this content and really want to help, tell a friend. Anyone who likes video games or audiobooks might like this. Thanks for watching.